Once again, when one asks himself, what am I? He can answer, God's self-knowledge is this awareness I am. Who am I? Well, God is the only identity. God, truth, reality is being, the all that is being this awareness I am. Mind is being this functioning awareness that is I. What is my responsibility? Awareness itself has no responsibility but to be itself, to be awareness. And each of us is self-evidently aware of being the being which God is. Well, what plans and calculations are necessary? That is, what about thought-taking? How necessary is it? No plans are necessary. No calculations are necessary for any reason, under any circumstances, at any time. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't plan and that we don't calculate and that we don't come to conclusions. But there is a great deal of difference between coming to a conclusion as awareness and coming to a conclusion as one who believes himself to be the possessor and owner of awareness. There's a tremendous difference between being awareness within which thoughts unfold, understood and recognized to be God's thoughts, and to be the possessor of awareness within which his own thoughts are unfolding, confused and miserable and misleading. There's a tremendous difference between these two. But as awareness, we have no responsibilities whatever. This does not mean that I am not aware of infinite, separate, and distinct ideas and things, which are qualities and attributes that mind or reality or the ineffable is being. Just as the sunlight is being all colors, even so reality, isness, the ineffable, is being all things within awareness. The trees, the mountains, the children playing, the Christmas trees, the water on the river. Is there any matter? Well, to quote a well-known statement of Mary Baker Eddy's, all is infinite mind and its infinite manifestation. Mind's manifestation would only be manifest to mind itself, because its infinity precludes another mind to behold it, yet infinite mind is self-evidently known to itself. To itself, that is, infinite mind is aware of being, aware of itself, aware of its own infinity. Infinite mind's self-knowledge appears to itself as an infinity of perfect qualities and attributes. The tangibility and definitiveness of infinite mind's own qualities and attributes is the universe, and it's perfect and harmonious in all ways. And it's that way already. The universe itself is the body of God, but you know, the tangible universe is not God itself. While infinite mind contains its own self-knowledge, that is, the things of the universe, this self-knowledge is within mind, as one might consider the letters of the alphabet as within the alphabet. It isn't possible for a single thing in the universe to exist outside mind. There is no matter in mind, therefore a thing, a tangible thing, is not material. If by material one means a thing in one place and mind, my mind in another place. Really, by material, the one asking the question often means, is something really there? You know, is that tree really there? Yes, something is there. But there, the term there, is actually here as this awareness. I am. Well, does the thing out there have any value? None. None at all. The infinite mind itself is the value. Just like the gold illustration that we've used so often for nearly 30 years now indicates that gold is the value, while yellow is a powerless attribute of gold. Malleable, a powerless attribute of gold. Heavy, or whatever else, expensive, are all attributes of gold. But the authority lies with gold itself. No object of awareness, be it called gold, mother, Bible, book, tree, food, money, or Carter's little liver pills, has any value of its own. None at all, at all, at all. All that is by virtue of the fact that isness is, reality is, the ineffable is, that God is, that mind is, that being is. Well, someone asks this point always, then where does the dream come in? Where does the belief and dream of material living begin? Good question. The dream enters when someone says, I am aware of being. That one, himself a dream, identifies himself as a man who possesses a very precious faculty, which he calls his awareness, his life. He limits what awareness beholds to the seeing of his eye and the hearing of his ear, to the presentation of his senses. He limits infinity and sees us through a glass darkly. He says, this limited awareness of mine is the activity of my mind, and here he ricochets about in his dream world, judging everything he sees, attaching value and importance to every limited appearing of the divine mind's infinitude of qualities and attributes. Just look around yourself right now. This very awareness that sees here and now is the divine life awareness God has of himself, of his own qualities and attributes. And just as quickly as one acknowledges this fact, accepts this fact, he automatically stops attempting to be the one who would have this awareness do things for him. Just as soon as one accepts the identity one is, he stops all of the planning and calculating and thinking, which is intended to have awareness show that old bastard exactly what that old bastard wants to see. And that one is exactly the bastard. Fatherless, hypothetical, fictitious, the means by which the real, genuine identity is made plain. The old possessor you, listen now, the old possessor you doesn't have the strength to give up his claim to awareness. Mortal mind doesn't have the strength to deny itself or to put itself off. Mortal mind cannot sacrifice himself nor put himself off. It is an impossible struggle if one attempts to do that. Honesty is the only way. The honest acknowledgement, right here, right now, that God really is all, is the only power necessary to overcome the old identity, the ego, because such an acknowledgement precludes the possibility of an absurd identity to put off in the first place. There is no other way which is half so final and effortless. Friends, we are talking about something very basic. We're talking about identity. As awareness, how does awareness act? Awareness is aware. Awareness knows it is the functioning and action of mind. It knows it is nothing of itself, but that mind, omnipotence, is being aware. Mind is one. Consequently, there is one awareness. This awareness is the one and only awareness of being. Awareness itself is motiveless, desireless. It is the consciousness of being. Awareness is motiveless, desirelessness, consciousness of completeness. Awareness has no responsibilities nor duties. It cannot be possessed by another, for there are no others. As awareness alone, the old concepts of mortal mind, of build, shrink from nothingness to nothingness. As awareness only, the fears and temptations, the trials and tribulations of build dry on the vine for lack of nourishment. They wither and die, and the place thereof shall know them no more. Or if they appear, they're there for a reason to be understood. As awareness, and awareness is understanding going on. As awareness totally, the I that is aware is none but God. As awareness, there is but one, and that one is perfection, being itself alone. And awareness is the knowledge of this fact. The awareness that listens to these words right now is the knowledge of that fact. And the singing in the heart this moment is the sound that says, yes, yes, this is so, this is true. God is all. God mind is this very life I am. Awareness I am. And I may rest in the center and circumference of my being. Awareness I am, and may joy in the beauty of my identity. Awareness I am, and may behold the New Jerusalem forever. Awareness I am, without desire or motive. Awareness I am, without a mission, without a purpose. Aimless, as the Oriental would say. Sweet aimless. Awareness I am, without a personal sense of self to tell my stories to. Awareness I am, without a dream to be awakened from, or a dream to dispel. And without a calling to awaken others. God is all there is to others, and God is very perfectly being what others are. This awareness has no mission to go forth and heal a perfect universe. You know, saying these things, this occurs. It comes to me to say this moment. The purpose of awareness is that God may be aware that God is the perfect one. And of course God is. That I cannot help but do because I am awareness. Whatever it appears I do is for no reason or purpose than to declare God's handiwork unto the very self I am. And reader, those words are true for you. The you I talk to is myself. The you listen to this moment, the sounds you listen to this moment are yourself. Your heart's declarations to yourself. It has to come one way or another to be understood. Well, now back to the old question of supply. How does one go about tending his home and his family and all of his obligations? Jesus, in the shortest verse in all that beautiful, lovely book of Thomas, Jesus said, become passers-by. As a passer-by. As awareness who steadfastly beholds perfection. That's how we go about our family duties and obligations. As desireless, knowing the kingdom is full. As motiveless, knowing the kingdom is complete. as unpossessed, unhindered, unbound, unfettered, and boundless awareness itself. That's how we go about doing it. And we can't help it, because we are it. And after the argument between the heart and the intellect, Jesus said, after you've found, then you'll be troubled. Yes. After one hears this, it's accepted for a time, and then finally the intellect comes along to argue with it, and that's the time of trouble. But then after the trouble, then ye shall reign over the all. How else could one reign over the all except as awareness within which all things appear, in which all things are? And whose awareness is it? God's awareness. And who is the devil? Who is the old man? Who is the ego? Why, the me who says this is my awareness. Never, never was that so. There never was a me who said this is my awareness. It was only the belief of a me. And why the belief? In order that I might know what belieflessness is. Why the belief of a separate selfhood? That I might know the real selfhood, that God is. Some of the talks are soft. Some are like the river that flows slowly and softly, usually. Sometimes it flows turbulently to the ocean. But some talks are like thunder. Some talks are like the sound of an explosion, of a shell cracking,